In today's class, we shall be dealing with the greenhouse gases individually. In the last class, we have already seen that how the accumulation of more and more greenhouse gas in the atmosphere has caused to the retention of thermal radiation inside the atmosphere and leading to increase in the ambient temperature of the atmosphere as well as the earth. So today we shall deal with the greenhouse gases, and the major greenhouse gases contributing to the global warming are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxides, and fluoride gases. So let us deal with them, beginning with the water vapor. In general, cannot be directly modified by the human behavior. It is set by air temperature. Warmer the surface, greater the evaporation from the water surface, and leading to more and more accumulation of the water vapor. And if more and more water vapor accumulates, it will hinder the escape of the thermal radiation into the outer space, and it will lead to the warming of the global temperature, climate. So what is this is having a positive feedback effect, you can say. Rise in the temperature will lead to more water vapor in the atmosphere, and more water vapor in the atmosphere will lead to further rise in the temperature of the earth by trapping more and more heat. So this is a sort of vicious circle, you can say. The next, and rather the most important positive agent of the global warming, or due to which the natural global greenhouse effect has been disturbed, is the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is plenty in the natural conditions because it is evolved from the ocean. Ocean is the biggest reservoir of the carbon dioxide. It is there in the atmosphere. Carbon, organic matter, also stores carbon, and so oxidation will lead to the release of energy. So photosynthesis will trap the carbon in the form of carbohydrates. So the carbon in the natural condition is trapped in the food, is trapped in the ocean, is trapped in the earth's volcanoes, and these contribute naturally the carbon to the atmosphere. But what happens that we people, the human beings, they have changed their life cycle. We are covering short distances by the automobiles. We have established big factories. We have changed our lifestyles. We are using more and more electricity, and so our life has become energy centric. And unfortunately, even in the 21st century, we are depending upon the carbon-based energy resources, either the coal or the fossil fuels like petroleum, natural gases. And so use of these fossil fuels for sustaining our lifestyle, our energy-centric lifestyle, is leading to the emission of more and more and more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and accumulation of that carbon dioxide is forming a thick blanket of greenhouse gases and re-radiating and trapping more and more heat and re-radiating it towards the planet Earth, causing the global warming. So carbon dioxide is one of the main culprits, and we can gauge the extent to which the carbon dioxide has gone up into the atmosphere. That in the pre-industrial revolution era, it was 270 parts per million, and now it has gone up till the end of 19th century. It has gone up to the 400 parts per million. So it has just short of double its concentration, or we have added so much carbon dioxide into the atmosphere that the carbon dioxide's concentration compared to the pre-industrial revolution area had just short of doubled from 270 parts per million. It has gone up to 400 parts per million. So it is just short of double data. So this is a cause of big concern for the entire human race and for the planet Earth. Now, let us have a look at the contribution of sectoral contribution of the carbon dioxide. So, as I have said you that the carbon dioxide is plenty in nature too. Natural resources also contribute to the carbon dioxide. And so, what are those major resources? So, this is ocean. As I have told you, you might have read in the carbon cycle in your honors college classes, and you have seen that the ocean, Earth's ocean is the biggest reservoir of the carbon. So 42.84% is accumulated in the ocean, and ocean is the single most large contributor to the atmosphere. Then plants and animals respiration. You know that we oxidize our foodstuffs, and carbon dioxide is produced in this in that course. So due to the oxygen, this much of carbon dioxide is produced, and that soil respiration. Microorganisms in the soil, they also respire. Volcanic eruptions, volcanoes also contribute to the emission of the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide emission from the fossil fuel combustion. As I have told you earlier, that the carbon centric lifestyle, that is our energy centric lifestyle, and dependence of our energy needs on the carbon is leading to the emission of more and more carbon dioxide. So, how much carbon dioxide is emitted from fossil fuel and coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc., and by which sector? So, you see that industrial sector has 20% contribution. This transport sector has 22% contribution. Residential sector has 6%. Then 10% contribution by other sectors, and 41% contribution by this sector. Electricity and heat generation, 41% contribution. So, major chunk of carbon dioxide is being added into the atmosphere by electricity generation, and that can be expected because electricity is the most huge source of energy, and we are still dependent upon the carbon based sources for generation of electricity. Had we moved or shifted to the solar energy or renewable energy sources, non-conventional energy sources, the situation would have been not that grim. So that was about the carbon as the culprit of overheating of the earth. The next is methane. Methane, CH4, you might not have given your mind to the methane as a contributor to greenhouse gas effect, greenhouse gas concentration, but you see here that it is second most important greenhouse gas. In concentration, it may be second because its amount is far less than carbon dioxide. It is the second most. But as far as the potency is concerned, potency of heat trapping is concerned, it is more potent than carbon dioxide. So, since its concentration in the atmosphere is far less than the carbon dioxide, it is the second most contributor and second most important gas, greenhouse gas, but its potency, in itself, it is far more dangerous. Its potency of causing hitting or trapping heat and radiating it back to the atmosphere is far more greater than the carbon dioxide. So, only saving grace is that it has a shorter lifetime. That is, it is degraded soon, in a decade or so. But carbon dioxide, its degradation may take hundreds of years. So, despite being more potent, it is lesser in concentration than carbon dioxide, and its degradation takes place too soon. So, it has not played that havoc with the atmospheric greenhouse gas concentration. From where we get methane? Wetlands, methane oxidizing bacteria, termites, ruminants, volcanoes, sea floor. These are the natural contributors of the methane. But our activities, the anthropogenic activities, the activities of human being, it has led to contribution, it has led to addition of more and more methane, and those sources through which we are adding methane to the atmosphere is rice cultivation, livestock farming. You have seen belching, the froth by the side of the cattle heads, the cow and other ruminants. They emit methane during belching, during frothing, during ruminating. They ruminate their food, and you see the gases, froth of gases around their mouth, and this froth of gas is very rich in methane. So livestock, animal husbandry sector is also contributing to the addition of methane into the environment. And rice cultivation, you have seen that the wetlands are the natural contributors of methane into the atmosphere, but those wetlands are contributing methane naturally. The rice cultivation field, most of the time, it remains covered by the water, a few inches deep water. So this water laden rice field also contributes methane to the atmosphere, besides the burning of transport coal and the biomass combustion and decomposition, etc. One more thing I would like to point out here, that this rice cultivation and livestock farming, this is a big challenge. This is a cause of concern for United States. Do you know that United States has raised objection that we should reduce the percentage of our farms under rice cultivation, because by increased rice cultivation we are adding up methane into the atmosphere and thereby contributing to the global warming. Similarly, the cattle head rearing, the rearing of animals is also a part of our integrated agriculture, and many of our farmers economically depend upon the cow, goat rearing, etc. So the rearing of ruminants is also contributing to the greenhouse gas methane, and that's why United States has raised objection to these two sectors. But these objections are untenable, because we are rearing cattle and we are growing rice to feed our masses. We have poor masses. We are a developing country, and we are in dire need of increasing food production and production of cattle-based food substances to cater to the needs of those hungry masses. those needy masses. And so, while America thrives on much more energy consumption than we people, it should not object to our farming of the rice or livestock farming. Now, there is a natural sink of the methane too. So, atmosphere diffuses the methane, and methane disintegrates too, and that's why the methane is not that dangerous, although it is contributing a lot due to its potency to contribute more in the global warming. Its short life and its natural sinks are causing dampening their greenhouse effect causing effect. So, in other words, you can say that methane though have more potency to cause greenhouse global warming, it is not that dangerous because it is being degraded. It has short lifespan and it has natural reservoirs also where it is sunk, and that's why, being a contributor to the greenhouse gas, it is not that dangerous to the extent of carbon dioxide or hydrofluorocarbons, which we shall be dealing with later on in this section. Now, there is nitrous oxide. This nitrous oxide is emitted during agricultural practices and during transportation, etc. And this natural emission of nitrous oxide, its addition into the atmosphere also enhances the greenhouse effect causing potential of the atmosphere, and it leads to the global warming too. So, its concentration in the atmosphere adds up to the global warming. The next is fluorinated gases. These, my dear students, these are the most dangerous global warming causing gases, and you know that nature does not contribute even a bit of them. They are solely and solely our own creations. We have artificially added these fluorinated gases to serve our purposes, and now escape of these fluorinated gases into the atmosphere is causing global warming. It is playing havoc with the environmental conditions because their long, very long lifetime, their global warming potentials, and also their chances of degradation are very less. They are degraded only in the outermost atmosphere by the impinging solar radiation, and those which sink down nearer to the atmosphere, they trap it uninhibited, and they trap on and on for a longer period of the time because they have they can persist very longer into the atmosphere. So, these gases are hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, sulfur hexafluoride, nitrogen trifluoride. These are the major fluorinated gases, and they are emitted through their use. What we have done, to safeguard our ozone layer, we have shifted CFCs varieties in our freezers, in our air conditioners. So, substituting those CFCs have led to the emergence of new type of fluorinated gases. So, fluorinated gases are product of substitute for ozone layer depleting substances, refrigerants. So, we have substituted those refrigerants by these fluorinated gases to save our ozone layer. Ozone layer has recovered to a greater extent, but they are causing another problem by trapping more and more heat. So, They are contributed in the aluminum production, in the production of semiconductors, and they have far more greater lifetime and due to their greater lifetime, they have global warming potentials of near 10,000, or more global warming potential than other greenhouse gases. So sulfur hexafluoride is used in magnesium processing and semiconductor manufacturing as well. Tracer gas, so it is used in magnesium processing, tracer gas, and its global warming potential is 22,800. You can imagine the devastating potential, global warming potential of this sulfur hexafluoride. And that's why these fluorinated gases, they are a cause of great concern as far as the global warming is concerned, and we are trying to replace them. We are in dire need to search their substitutes. So in some cases, they last as much as thousands of years. Cause of great concern. Their lifetime, their half-life is very great, greater than many more other substances. So greatest when we consider the other greenhouse gases. They can diffuse throughout the atmosphere. So even they are emitted at one point, they will soon diffuse throughout the atmosphere. That is, they will cause global concern. So even if they are being emitted at a remote place or an advanced country or a developed country, they are causing concern to we people located far away because of its potentiality of diffusing and covering the entire atmosphere, and its very long life lasting thousands and thousands of years. In general, fluorinated gases are most potent and longest lasting type of human activities, and they have high global warming potentials. So, though they are not naturally emitted, they are the creations of human beings, but due to their long life, due to their high diffusibility, and due to their potential of causing global warming on a greater scale, some of them may have the global warming causing potential of 22,800. So high global warming potential is the cause of great concern as far as these fluorides are concerned. So let us have a look that in America, substitution of ozone depleting substances 92%, and these are contributing semiconductor 3%, electrical transmission 2%, HFC 22%, production 2%. So this is the extent to which different sectors are contributing these fluorinated gases, which are causing greenhouse gases too. Another greenhouse gas causing gas, or greenhouse gas you can say, is ozone. Ozone is an important greenhouse gas, and part of this ozone in the atmosphere is caused by the subsistence of ozone from the ozone layer. You know, there is a ozone layer in the outer atmosphere, and this stratospheric ozone break down, or sometimes it subsists into the interior, that is the atmosphere nearer to the earth, and it traps it, causing global warming. A primary natural source of ozone is the substance, as I have told you, and ozone is also formed during photochemical reactions, pollution reactions occurring on the surface of the earth, and this ozone is added up into the atmosphere, and it is also causing trapping of more and more heat and reflecting back that thermal radiation towards the earth and causing the increased heating of the planet Earth. The primary human-driven source of the surface O3 is the photochemical reactions involving carbon monoxide, such as smog. We shall deal with photochemical smog in our later classes. So, we have in today's class, we have dealt with in today's class we have dealt with in today's class we have dealt with the role of atmosphere as far as maintaining optimal temperature on the earth. Not only that, how this role of the atmosphere, the blanket providing the soothing blanket, how this soothing blanket turns into a seething blanket, raising the temperature on the surface of the earth, leading to the global warming, and what factors, which gases are contributing to the global warming, and how it is called, why it is called greenhouse effect, which gases are the greenhouse gases, and how those gases are contributing to the rise in the temperature of the earth. And that's how we have dealt with in this class the role of atmosphere, the addition of more and more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, and the darker aspect, that is the bad impact of those greenhouse gases, higher concentration of greenhouse gases on the atmosphere, on the heat budget of the earth, leading to the global warming. In the next classes, we shall deal with